Hi Flosstube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. Today is Thursday, June 23rd, and this is Flosstube number 69, and welcome! I'm so glad you're here. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you're new here, I hope that you enjoyed the video and you stick around maybe for the next one as well. I try to film on a weekly basis, but that has not been going so well lately, so I at least try to get one in once a month. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and some life updates and some backyard birding updates and shop updates. So yeah, let's jump right in. What have I been doing since we've chatted last? Stitching? Not much of anything, actually. I don't have a lot in the land of life updates. Although this morning I woke up to brown water in my house. So I'm feeling a little bit icky today. It's probably TMI. Could not shower this morning, and my hair is looking like I couldn't shower this morning, and I'm feeling like I couldn't shower this morning because apparently there was a water main break. So it affected the water in my neighborhood. It was probably a mile up the road from me, the situation. Maybe even a mile and a half, under 2 miles away though. And it still made the water in my house brown and gross. So yay for that. That was a great way to start the day. But then that's okay, because then I had breakfast with my daughter this morning before coming to the shop, and now I'm getting to film and chat with you all. So it's gonna be a good day, even if I couldn't shower. If you're coming into the store today, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna jump right into my stitching. What have I stitched on since my last video? Every week I show you the daily temperature chart that I'm doing this year, which is Temperature Library 2 by Christie's Corner. And you stitch a book every day, and the color of it depends on the temperature of the day. So here is where we are at. I finished the shelf for June, and it's been warm. So although not hot, it is, frankly, I think a little cool. My pool is open and clear and ready for swimming, and the temperatures are not swim ready yet. So hopefully it will feel summer-like soon. I actually think this weekend it will be hot. Okay, I need to get my beverage out of the way. And then I am hosting a stitch along for Rosewood Manor's A Tisket Tasket, and I have it broken out into 15 sections, and I'm trying to get a section done every month. And if you want to join in on the stitch along, you can use the hashtag Tisket Tasket Basket Sal, or you can join the Stitching in the Land of Good Enough Facebook group, where we're all kind of sharing our pictures of this. So this is A Tisket Tasket by Rosewood Manor, and I finished last night. I was cutting it close this month. I center started, which was like section 11. And then, and these are made up sections by me. And then I jumped up to section 2 to work on some of the border at the top. So this is what I did last month, and everything else is what I did this month. So there was a little bit of fudging. This flower here is over 1 stitch too far. And then when I realized it, this whole like motif was done, and I wasn't taking it all out, because there are like literally, I think pretty much every color in the chart, which is 1, 3, 6, there's 9 colors in the chart. I think like pretty much every one is represented in that little motif. I wasn't taking it out. It's so much color changing. So I just sort of fudged it a little, and now these two are in the right place. So the border will work out fine. Nobody is gonna notice, except I don't even think I'm gonna notice. I think it's hard to tell. So yeah. And then in July, I think I'm gonna work on, the next section is these 3 motifs and then we take a turn. So I'm gonna do this. And then I think I'm gonna try to get the top border done and then work my way down. So yeah, I'm pleased with my progress. Keeping up so far with my own stitch along, so that's something. I did forget, and I apologize. My plan was to do a Zoom stitch along, do a Zoom get together every month for those of us stitching this. And I forgot to do one this month, so I will do one for sure. Maybe we'll even do 2 in July since I forgot this month. And if you want details on that, I always have the details in the Facebook group. It's not something I do here. Okay. Then what? Then, if you're finding me for the first time, this year I am doing 2 focus projects every month from my WIP list. So the first focus project that I was working on in June was what I affectionately call the I Love My Hubby project. He picked it out. He was gonna learn to cross stitch, and now I'm somehow the one doing it. That's okay. It's Celtic Tree of Life 3 from Artisty Cross Stitch. And I was hoping to get the section finished with this trunk. That was like my goal before halfway. Like I do focus project number 1 the first half of the month, and then I do the second one the second half of the month. And I didn't get it done. It's okay. I want to say it's 14 count Aida I'm doing this one on. And here's where it's at. So, I mean, I got a fair amount done. I think what happened was I still have a puppy, and I mean, that's not going to change. And then was still, the first half of the month, still very tired from having COVID. And I would find myself stitching and my eyes would be drooping and I'd be having to jolt myself awake. I was falling asleep while stitching it. So yeah, let me get that up close. It's so fun though. It's a fun stitch. But it's row after row of the same color, and I was too tired. The dogs have me up between 4 and 5 every morning. So I'm not a morning person and I'm not a late night person. I have been with the puppy and the recent COVID situation, I have been going to bed between 8 and 9 every night. Except the nights I host a stitch along, like a Zoom. I am tired. So it is what it is. And I'm not getting any stitching done in the mornings. Very rarely am I getting stitching done in the morning or I hadn't been. I should change that. I've structured a schedule in which on some mornings I can get an hour of stitching in, but they don't happen every morning, and it's puppy related. We'll take a little side story on the puppy. She likes to play this game. My stitchy spot is I have a power recliner, and I make sort of like a ramp for her because she likes to play with our 2 older dogs, who are much bigger than her. And so she likes to use my stitchy spot as her home base, and she will bark at them on the chair and then zoom off and jump on them, and they run around and they play, but then she has to run back up into the chair, back into home base for her safety spot. Yeah, I'm afraid if I'm stitching in my lap while this is going on that it's going to get ruined. And she's still putting everything in her mouth. So I'm afraid she'll be happily playing with her toys at the bottom of my chair, and then all of a sudden she'll turn around and be eating my fabric. So I'm sure at some point she will turn into a nice stitchy lap dog, but we're not at that point yet. Okay, so then focus project number 2 for June was going to be my summer solstice start. And I did not even know what that was going to be. I didn't have one planned. And I think I said in the last video that I'm going to try to get Night Walk Down done before I had a solstice start. Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower. And so I took it out and I started working on it. This is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And I have not finished it. And spoiler alert, I did have a solstice start, but it's gonna be okay. I still think, what's today, June 23rd? I have 7 days to get this done. It's gonna happen. So I worked on finishing up the border on this side. I finished the the white diamonds that I hadn't stitched down the sides. And then I started on the white diamonds in the bottom border. So I just have that bottom border to do. And then I have to finish the lady and her cat, and then she's done. There might be some pinwheel, doodad, floaty things that still need to go in there. They may go in or they may not. We'll see what happens. So close, so close. I don't have the whole picture. There we go. So good, so close. I'm stitching it on a 32 count linen, 2/2. And then myself and 4 other friends are gonna be doing a round robin next year. And I don't have the chart because I don't have it printed out yet. It's a PDF, and I started it by working on it off my phone, which is not my favorite thing to do. But we decided it's a Hands Across the Sea little gem. It's called Sarah something. I'm terrible. I should have written this down. And so the plan is for us to get the border done this year so that we can round robin the motifs next year. So I started it on the summer solstice. I'm like, I didn't have one picked out yet. I do like to have a seasonal start. And yeah, wow, the brain stopped working. And it was so good fun. I love this. We'll get into plans on how I'm going to get this border done before the end of the year, but it's charted in a Verswa silk or DMC conversion. And I decided, so I pulled the DMC and I did an MPI conversion. So I'm going to do it in MPI silk. It's so fun to stitch. I'm doing it 1 strand on 36 count, and here is where it's at. I have a whole fat quarter here. I'm not going to use anywhere near that much, but oh my gosh, I'm in love with stitching with MPI. Like, I don't want to stitch with anything else ever again. It's so good. I know that's just a little start. So that was what I got done on the solstice, which was Tuesday. So what I'm thinking is, my plan. There are 30 of these flowers that go around the border. And if I can get a few done every week, I should be fine, I think, to have it done by the end of the year. So what I'm thinking is, my plan is, at the beginning of every month, I need to work on a tisket tasket. Either if I have morning stitching time, tisket tasket will get done in the morning. And if I only have evening time, I'll have to stitch on it in the evening instead of my focus project until I get my section of the month done. And then when that's done, this will come out and get the morning stitching done if I have morning stitching. If I don't, it won't come out because I don't have to get it done every month, like a section done every month. So this gets morning stitching after tisket tasket section of the month is complete if I have morning stitching time. That's my plan. And that was what I worked on since we chatted last. In plans, just in case I don't see you before the end of the month, my 2 focus projects for July are Land That I Love by Country Cottage Needleworks, which I think will get finished next month, which I'm very excited about, and Dreaming Frida by Barbara Anna, which I also think will be a finish next month. So I'm really hoping I get 2 finishes done next month. And then I also will work on my section of a tisket tasket, and then also on the round robin stitch along. Okay. That brings us to shop update. I have a brick and mortar and online needlework, well, it's cross stitch store called Stitch New England. And I try to do a little shop update in every video. And I'm not very good at talking today. Have you had the strawberry watermelon slushies from McDonald's? So good. Okay, important shop update. I know I said it last week, but I couldn't remember the exact dates, so I wanted to make sure I told you this week the exact dates. I am closing the store for a brief little clean my house vacay over the holiday weekend. I am going to be closed Thursday, June 30th through Tuesday, July 5th. So I will be open. There will be normal Wednesday night Stitchy group on Wednesday, June 29th. And I'll be back open on Wednesday, July 6th. Normal Wednesday night stitching group. Okay. I have a pile of stuff to show you that has come into the shop since we've chatted last. Thing I am most excited about is Heart and Hand way back at the beginning of this year released, well, you could pre-order these Heartware collector's edition little bowls. They're so cute. They finally came in. They're so cute. They're little, so I need to do like a comparison. My pen. Here's my pen. So they're little. I want to say probably like 2.5 inches by 2 inches maybe. They kind of like fit right in the palm of your hand. And the point of them is that you stitch the round red sampler and then it goes by Heart and Hand. Then you put it on top of the bowl. You could probably put any little like round pattern on there. And then there's also a ruffled thread drop. So you do like a whole, I make a nice little stitchy gift for a friend. Do the whole little kit. Okay, so there was that. Maybe I'll do this for my smells exchange. I still have not made a decision on that. Okay. Also from Heart and Hand, I got the new imprints, Eagle and Flag. I like these. I don't know if kids still get to take art classes in middle school, but when I was in junior high, we took art and there was a section where we had to like make one of these etching situations where you had to like make a pattern and then scrape it out of this like putty stuff and then you made like prints with it. It was a lot of fun and it's like one of the few things that has ever stuck out in my head. I'm not very artistic or creative, but I assume that's what these are like. Anyway, the flag one I really like. I'm not really an eagle person. And then this, this I love. The latest doodles came out, Halloween. Can we talk about this? Like, to me, it's like a cat bat. It looks like a cat that's a bat on a pumpkin. And oh my God, look at him. So I'm not a fan of the skeletons. I always have problems stitching skeletons. Seriously cute though. Seriously cute. And then moving on, Annie B's Folk Art came out with these red work pairs. Again, these would be a cute small too for smalls exchange. Can you guys, they're pairs. I really like this one, but I also like the alphabet. Those are red work pairs by Annie B's Folk Art. So those are in the shop now. Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, her latest Mousecapades series came out. So we have Mousecapades number 3. Can you even, it's a snow mouse. I love him. And then number 4, Reindeer Games. This one, it's okay. The snow mouse, I love the snow mouse. All right, last chart I'm gonna show for shop update. Little Robin Designs Had a couple of new releases, but I really liked this one. It's called Hester Garlic 1852. It's this border at the bottom that's got me. Can you even with these colors? But right here, this diamond border, I love that. I love that. I'm not a huge reproduction sampler stitcher, but I love when they're just a little bit different. And that, I mean, seriously, the eagle. It's very patriotic looking, but like the verse up here is not patriotic. It's religious in tone, but you could change that if you wanted to. I know that some, like, there's schools of thought on changing reproduction samplers, but I'm okay with it. But this right here, I cannot. Okay. And then lastly, I got in my order of fabric, Atomic Wrench Fabrics. I ordered the summer colors, and there's 4 colors. I got them in 14, 16, and 18 count Aidas, 28 and 32 count Luganas, and then 28, 32, 36, and 40 count linens. So I'll show you the 4 colors. This one is Summer Sunrise. I apologize, you know my lighting in here is terrible. It's this really pretty, like bluey, purpley, pinky color. Let me see if I open it up more, if the modeling will show up better. Probably not. It's very pretty, very pretty. And then Tangerine Dreams, which is this really pretty, like orangey, more like creamsicle. Like if you had a creamsicle and a strawberry creamsicle, I don't think that's a thing, but if there was, and they had a baby, that's what it would look like. Love that color, it's so pretty. So that's Tangerine Dreams. This is the 40 count I'm showing right now. And Rainy Day, really in love with this color. Like a bluey gray mottled situation. It's beautiful. I really love it. It's actually a little more bluey than it's showing up. It's showing up, I think, a hint more gray here. I really love bluey grays or gray blues. And then lastly, Pistachio. So green and cream, so green and light green modeling. It's a little bit of hint of a yellowy green in there too. Super pretty. So those 4 colors by Atomic Wrench Fabrics are in the shop now. And that's it for shop updates, which brings us to giveaways. So last week we celebrated my 2-year Flosstube-versary. And I was giving away 2 charts. So I did the YouTube random comment generator thingy and pulled 2 names, and this was a first. Both of you had already filled out my Happy Mail form, which made this so easy. I didn't have to then pick another winner. So I was giving away the Liberty Silk Pack. You had used the word Liberty in your comment in the last video, and Diana Eckler won this one. So yay, Diana. And it's gonna go out in the mail this week because I already have your address. And then the second one was I was giving away Teresa Kogut's Broad Stripes and Bright Stars. And that one is going to Sharon Williams. Yay, Sharon Williams. And again, it'll go out this week. I already have your address. Perfecto. This is gonna be a fast video today. Last thing that I always like to talk about is bird update. I'm having some bird situations. So my other hobby is feeding my birds in my backyard. I'm a little bit obsessed. And there has not been enough jelly in the world to feed the Orioles going on in my backyard. There's been a lot. I'm having to fill my jelly like twice a day. And I don't mind doing it because I know that it's just a limited amount of time, and by the end of August, I'll have a yellow jacket situation and I'll have to take them down, and then they'll migrate and they'll be gone. So yeah. But the problem going on in my backyard feeders right now is that I ran out of my normal bird food, and my son works at a nursery that sells bird food, and I had to drop him off at work, and I was like, I'm just gonna pick up the bird food here because gas is like super expensive right now. And the place where I normally buy my bird seed is like another 15, 20 minutes up the road from my shop. So I just didn't want to travel up that way just to get bird seed when I was already at a place that sells bird seed. And so I bought it, and it's not coated in hot pepper. And what I forgot was a problem for me when I don't buy seed coated in hot pepper. I buy the hot pepper coated seed firstly because it deters the mice and the rats. And I live in a city and there has been a problem and I don't want to contribute to it. Secondly, side benefit is that it keeps the squirrels from eating it. So that's just been a nice side benefit for me. It's not why I buy it, but that's the reason why they make it, is to keep your squirrels from eating the bird food, because the squirrels don't like the hot pepper and the birds don't care. But thirdly, and one of the things I forgot, is that my ding dong basset hound will eat bird seed, especially bird seed that has like nuts in it, which is of course the kind I got. So now she's been eating the bird seed. I don't think it's going well for her. So now I'm having to keep her out of the kennel area. It's super annoying. Feeding the birds shouldn't be this complicated. Oh, dogs. It's really a dog problem, I guess, than a birdseed problem. So then yesterday I went to go get more of my hot pepper birdseed, and I drove all the way up there, and I should have checked online first or called, and they were out. They were out of the hot pepper seed. So I wasted the trip for nothing. But my birds have been delightful. I have not been getting a lot of hummingbirds this year. In the past week, I don't think I've been getting any hummingbirds, and I'm thinking of taking down my hummingbird feeder altogether. I was toying with it last week on whether I was going to have any up, and I decided to keep one up, and I think I'm going to take it down. I don't know. Should I keep it up? Should I take it down? It's taking up space. I could have like a finch feeder or something else. I don't know. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. That's all we're talking about. I hope that if you are in an area of the country where it's super hot right now, that you're staying cool. And I hope that you have a lovely week, and that you are healthy and happy, and that you get lots of stitching time. And I will see you all next week. And I think that's it. All right. Bye, everyone.